For years, fans believed it would never happen. After the heartbreaking loss of Neil Peart in 2020, Geddy Lee and Lifeson repeatedly made it clear that Rush, as the world knew it, had come to an end. Neil wasn't just their drummer, he was their lyricist, creative partner, and one of the greatest musicians in rock history. Replacing him wasn't an option, it seemed impossible. But behind closed doors, something unexpected was beginning to happen. As Geddy and Alex started casually playing together again, they weren't planning a reunion. They were simply reconnecting through the music they had shared for decades. Still, one question kept coming back. Could they ever perform these songs live again without betraying Neil's legacy? That question led them to invite acclaimed German drummer Anika Nilles for rehearsal sessions. At first, no one knew where it would lead, not even Anika herself. According to Lifeson, she wasn't a longtime Rush fan and arrived feeling intimidated by the enormous responsibility. Geddy and Alex also had doubts. They knew that technical skill alone wouldn't be enough. Whoever sat behind that drum kit had to understand the spirit of the music. Then came one rehearsal. Something happened during that performance that neither Geddy nor Alex expected. The chemistry suddenly clicked. The songs no longer felt like memories. They felt alive again. The first rehearsals weren't about announcing a tour. They were simply a test to see whether the music still felt right. Anika Nilles came in with tremendous respect for Rush's catalog, but she wasn't trying to imitate Neil Peart. Instead, she focused on learning the songs, understanding their structure, and bringing her own disciplined musicianship to every note. That approach immediately caught Geddy Lee and Lifeson's attention. As they played through some of Rush's most demanding material, something remarkable happened. The complicated arrangements began to flow naturally. Alex's guitar lines locked in with Anika's drumming, while Geddy's bass and vocals found a comfortable foundation. Instead of feeling like three musicians trying to recreate the past, they started sounding like a band creating something fresh while honoring what came before. Alex later explained that Anika's confidence grew with every rehearsal. Once she relaxed, her personality came through behind the drum kit. She wasn't pretending to be Neil. She was playing with honesty, precision, and heart. That authenticity was exactly what Geddy and Alex had been hoping to find. By the end of those sessions, the mood had completely changed. The uncertainty that had surrounded the project was replaced with excitement. For the first time in years, they could imagine performing together in front of thousands of fans again, not as a reunion of Rush, but as musicians celebrating decades of friendship and music through the 50-something tour. As excitement about the project grew, Geddy Lee and Lifeson faced the most emotional question of all. How could they step onto a stage and play Rush songs without making it seem like Neil Peart had been replaced? For them, the answer was simple. They wouldn't replace him. From the beginning, both musicians emphasized that Rush ended with Neil's passing in 2020. The 50-something tour was never meant to be a Rush reunion. Instead, it was created as a celebration of music, friendship, and the journey they had shared for more than 5 decades. That philosophy changed everything. Instead of asking Anika Nilles to copy every drum fill or recreate every famous solo exactly as Neil played it, they encouraged her to stay true to herself while respecting the original arrangements. She studied the songs carefully, preserving the parts that fans knew by heart, but she also played with her own touch and musical instincts. That balance impressed Geddy and Alex. It reminded them that Neil himself had always believed musicians should keep growing, rather than becoming copies of their past selves. The rehearsals became deeply emotional. Every familiar riff brought back memories of recording sessions, world tours, and decades spent with their lifelong friend. There were moments of laughter, moments of silence, and moments when the weight of Neil's absence could still be felt. Yet those emotions didn't stop the music. They gave it even greater meaning. For the first time, Geddy and Alex realized that performing these songs could become a tribute instead of a replacement. That realization transformed the 50-something tour from an idea into a mission. As rehearsals continued, Geddy Lee and Lifeson decided it was time to stop thinking about what if and simply play. They ran through a full set as if they were already on stage. The lights weren't there. There was no cheering crowd. It was just 3 musicians, their instruments, and decades of history filling the room. Then everything clicked. Song after song, the chemistry became undeniable. Alex's guitar sounded energized, Geddy's bass locked tightly with the drums, and Anika Nilles played with remarkable confidence. She wasn't trying to become Neil Peart. Instead, she honored the music by delivering every complex rhythm with precision while adding the natural feel that had made her one of today's most respected drummers. By the time the rehearsal ended, the room had changed. The uncertainty that had followed Geddy and Alex for years was replaced by excitement. They finally believed they had found a way to perform again without compromising Neil's legacy. Alex later praised Anika's professionalism and preparation, noting how quickly she adapted to the band's demanding material and how naturally she fit into the musical conversation. Geddy also recognized that the performances felt exciting again because they weren't built on imitation, they were built on trust and genuine musical connection. That rehearsal became the emotional turning point. It wasn't just about proving they could still play the songs. It proved they could move forward while carrying Neil's memory with them every step of the way. But the biggest test was still ahead. As word spread that Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson were performing together again with Anika Nilles, reactions from fans were mixed at first. Many longtime Rush followers were understandably cautious. For decades, the chemistry between Geddy, Alex, and Neil Peart had been inseparable. Some wondered whether hearing Rush songs without Neil behind the drum kit would simply be too emotional. But as details emerged, the tone of the conversation began to change. Geddy and Alex consistently explained that this project was not a Rush reunion. They made it clear that Rush ended with Neil's passing in 2020. The 50-something tour was designed as a celebration of their lifelong friendship and the music they created together, not an attempt to replace one of rock's greatest drummers. That message resonated with many fans. When rehearsal clips, interviews, and early reports highlighted Anika Nilles' approach, people noticed something important. She wasn't trying to copy Neil Peart note for note or present herself as his successor. Instead, she played with respect, humility, and extraordinary technical skill, allowing the songs to breathe while preserving their essential character. Music critics and fans alike praised Geddy and Alex for choosing authenticity over nostalgia. Rather than pretending the past could be recreated, they embraced the reality that every performance would also be a tribute to Neil's enduring influence. The growing support gave the band confidence that audiences understood their true purpose. They weren't rewriting Rush's history, they were honoring it.